Hi everyone, sporting my glasses today, giving my eyes a rest from my contacts. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Debbie if you're new here. Today on my channel we're going to be making some cookies. They're called brown sugar blueberry cookies. I've never made them. They sound delicious. We're going to be using some dried blueberries for the blueberries. And if you are new here, hit that subscribe. I'd love to have you be a part of my YouTube family. And give me that thumbs up and hit the bell icon so you're notified of every video I upload. Let's get into making this brown sugar blueberry cookies. Okay, these are brown sugar blueberry cookies, and I apologize, I'm not sure you can hear it. Usually when I have my microphone on, it drowns out the background noises, but I do have a loaf of bread going. So right now it's mixing it, so it's kind of loud. So fingers crossed, I hope you can't hear it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add our dry ingredients in here. It takes 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Ooh, I'm getting down there on my flour. I don't use too much all-purpose, so I don't really keep, I use more bread flour, of course. Messy cook. If you've been here with me a while, you know that I kind of make messes. So there's 1. I think I'll use this little scooper. Two. We're going to be putting in a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. We're going to be putting in a teaspoon of baking soda. We're going to be putting in, it says 3/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. But I think I'll just eyeball it. It might be a teaspoon, because I don't have a 3/4 over here. I just have a teaspoon. So that was my 1/2. I'm going to use the other end here. I'll not quite fill it up. I'm going to do the recipe so it's accurate for you guys. You know, sometimes when you're doing recipes, you look at them and you go like, well, I want to bump that up a little bit, or, ooh, I'm going to omit those nuts. I do that a lot. Or this or that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's got to tweak their recipes how they like them to be tweaked. We're going to put that in there. So, we're going to give this a little toss. Whisk that together just to incorporate it all. I don't know. I don't think that teaspoon. I'm leaving it 3/4 teaspoon. I think it could have definitely took a teaspoon, but we're going to leave it. Okay, so we're going to set that aside. And then in my big mixing bowl, we're going to do, let me just grab my recipe. In the big mixing bowl, I'm going to beat, I cannot talk today. I only had 1 cup of coffee. Maybe that's it. I'm going to beat my butter, sugar together until smooth and creamy. So the butter is 3/4 cup. And I have 1, reach it over there, 1 1/4 cup of brown sugar. And this is 3/4 cup. And it's been sitting out at room temperature, so it's soft. Get on in there. So we're going to beat that together. Try not to make a mess. I'm thinking my butter probably in the side was not quite cool, room temperature. I always say cream it together, beat it till smooth. I mean, I don't know. Unless you melt your butter, I don't know. It's going to be very smooth, but we'll get her incorporated the best we can, right? We just do our best. I know that's all I can do. I think the main thing you have to worry about is getting the butter dispersed pretty evenly throughout. I think the longer you mix, it looks like it incorporates it better. Maybe that's my problem. I'm just not patient enough. Yeah, it looks like it mixed it pretty good. I usually just mix a little bit and then I'm like, well, this isn't working. But my recipes turn out okay. I'm going to get this off my beaters. And I think I talked about this on one of my other videos. The new beaters, a lot of the new beaters, I'm not going to say they all do it, but a lot of the new hand mixers that you get, the beaters doesn't have that middle post in there, because that is where the most problematic area is, getting your batter off that middle post, right? You can push it down, then it gets caught in here, and you got to do like that. So when it's time for me to get a new mixer, I'll definitely probably get one without the middle post. And they say it incorporates more air, beats a little better. So I don't know. I don't own one, so I can't really testify to that. Okay. Okay, I jumped ahead too far. Got a little excited. We're going to put these babies back on. Cleaned them off for nothing. Okay. We are going to also add our egg and vanilla. For one egg. Get that off the spatula. And some delicious vanilla. You know, vanilla makes me smile. So I'm going to pour 1 teaspoon of this in here. Get the drips out. I just ordered another bottle of this off of eBay. They ship it usually from Texas. It actually comes from Mexico because it's about half full. That'll last me probably another couple months, 3 months, something like that, as much as I bake. A bottle usually lasts me, I bought this last December, so it lasts me probably about 9 months. So that's pretty good. All right, let's beat the egg and the vanilla in too. Scrape it down a bit, mix it a little bit more, and then I think we'll be ready for our flour mixture. Okay, So take 2 of cleaning off our beaters. All right. Wish I knew a simpler way, but I don't. I flicked that out of the bowl. Oh my goodness, Deborah. That's my given name, Deborah. When I was in trouble and I heard Deborah Ann, I knew, whoo, I done some. Okay, here's our flour mixture. We're going to gradually add this, and we're just going to stir this in by hand. We don't want to overmix our cookies. If you overmix them, it tends to make them, I feel, less chewier. I don't know. That's just me. There's some of that good cinnamon. Now I can smell it. It was all on the bottom. It would be easier if you do it with a mixer, that's for sure. The older I get, I want stuff easier, but we'll just keep working it in and it'll be fine. I did get 2 pans ready, 2 cookie sheets, lined them with parchment paper, you can see back there. And I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, preheat your oven to 350. Okay, I think we're good. Now we're going to fold in our blueberries. More muscle work here. And you just put as many as you want in. It calls for a cup. And you want to taste the blueberries, obviously. You're making blueberry cookies. But I usually tend to do a little less on, like when I'm making chocolate chip cookies. If they're just the chocolate chip. Would it be easier if I could just squish them all together with my hands, wouldn't it? That would be messy. But I tend to use a few less chocolate chips when I'm doing my chocolate chip cookies because I really do like to taste chocolate chips. But I want to taste some of the cookie too. So sometimes I feel like some recipes, the amount they want in there is just too many. So you do you on the amount of blueberries you would like. This was pretty close to a cup. It's what I had left in my bag. It was like just very, very slightly under a cup. So we're going to put those in there and we're going to call it good. Okay. Woo! I'm burning. Let me get this put over here out of my way. Okay, I moved some of my ingredients out of my way so you can see what I was doing here. Okay, after that workout, I need a sip. Diet Vanilla Pepsi. My husband and I stopped to get gas earlier after we did a couple errands, and he asked me if I'd like a soda, and I was like, sure. He brings me out the soda. Trying to be nice, I know he was. Brings me out this huge soda. I can't drink that all. It's like It wasn't even 32 ounces. It was way more than that. I was like, whoa. But he was being nice and bought me one. Okay, so let's get to scooping. I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. So how about we pull it back like this? Okay, so we're going to scoop these on. This is a KitchenAid scooper. I really like it. It's probably about 1.5 inches, I would say. So let's do some video magic and speed this process up. All right, there we go. We got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 29 cookies. So into the 350-degree oven for 11 to 13 minutes. I'll meet you back here. Okay, they just came out of the oven. Now, I've told you many, many, many times, my oven doesn't seem to want to temp out very well. So, when I put these in, my oven said 350, but I think it was only about 300. I had to end up baking these about 15 minutes. So again, you just see what yours comes out to be. The recipe says 11 to 13, but I baked these for 15 for sure. For sure, for sure. And for the size, they squished together just a little bit, touched, so I'm going to have a straight edge on a couple of my cookies. I don't think it'll interfere with the taste. What do you guys think? Nah. They smell wonderful, for sure. So let me get these off here, get them on the cooling rack, and I will be back to let you know how these wonderful smelling cookies taste. See you back.